Hi, my name is Emily and I'm doing a video from a different perspective actually. Just wanting to have a change of pace. Actually, I'm tired. I didn't sleep really well. I guess that's the problem when you're struggling with your emotions and going through a lot of personal things. But I guess we all have those things we have to deal with. That's just part of life. If I could just snap my fingers and wish for better, I would, but it doesn't really make a difference. I do know though, when you do have feelings of, like things aren't working out the way you wish, you just want to sleep and just do nothing, and that's not healthy. Yesterday I was kind of getting into some new things. I created a few video trailers, one on nature, one on the Beatles, and one on a fairy tale story of my life as a transgender girl. And I thought it was interesting, something new. I think in life we all want to learn and do something new and just have fun. Life is supposed to be enjoyed. We're supposed to do things and be busy and create and have fun. It's not always about seriousness and trying to cope and struggle, and obviously life is full of struggle and trying to cope with things that you have no control over. But there is also a good part of life where we can try to challenge ourselves and try to do things that are new. One thing that helps me is music. I've been a fan of music since I was a child, and I think that that helps too. Music always helps, and obviously, if you have friends, having a good friend, someone to talk to is important. Even if you're long distance, I Skype with some of my friends who are long distance, and I find that helpful. But face-to-face communication is always important, and I certainly believe that if you have a true friend and you can do things with them, that's a great thing. Friendships are hard to find, and a true friend who's loyal and understands you is very precious, and you should never take that for granted. Um, Friendships come and go, but just like anything else, true friends will stick together. I think we all have to find our ways in life. I have a son who I love and I adore him, and I try my best to teach him about life and how to cope. And he succumbs to depression also. And I know from my own personal history and my own struggles that it's hard, but anybody can try to cope if they keep themselves occupied and busy and find things that they like. I know when I have the time with my son, when he's home from school, we like to go out. We usually go out to the movies. Sometimes we go out for pizza. Well, we usually get something to eat. Depends on the mood my son's in. Sometimes we'll go for pizza. Sometimes we'll go to Wendy's. Um, Wherever he prefers. And we hang out. We go to the mall, walk around. And I think it's important. that we establish healthy, loving relationships with our children. I only have one child, a son who I adore, and deep down, I wanted to have two children. It would have been nice to have, in addition to my son, a little girl, but sadly, that wasn't in the cards. But I'm very happy with my son. I love him, and he gives me a sense of purpose in my life and great joy. My son means the world to me, and I would do anything for him. And I just think life isn't perfect, but we try to make the best of it. That's all we can do, basically. We try to do the best we can. I think when you break it down, you're gonna have good days, you're gonna have bad days, and hopefully your good days will outlast the bad ones. Um, things happen in life. We have to cope and deal with things. Not everything that happens in our life will be good. We have to deal with tragedy. We have to deal with the inevitable. Uh, you know, hopefully we are able to deal with these issues and have the internal strength to get through it. And when we don't, there's no shame in seeking help, counseling, or whatever helps you get through that. I know when my mom died, I had to go for therapy. It took me a while to push myself, but eventually I went and it helped. And also, I was dealing with my own transgender struggles, so I went for two reasons: my mom's premature death and my transgender identity. And I found, talking about it was very important, but you have to be ready for that. And it took me a long time to feel comfortable enough to open up and talk with a total stranger about something so personal. It wasn't easy for me, especially because I'm very shy, and I led quite a sheltered life growing up. I never dated all any time in my life aside from when I was first introduced to my wife to be, who I later married, obviously. But I was pretty shy, and I didn't have many friends. I kind of isolated, and I felt lonely, depressed, but I kept myself busy through my schoolwork and sports, and that was very helpful to me. And I think that we all want to do things that give us a sense of accomplishment. Uh, I achieved through my academics, and I achieved through sport and athletic competition. And I think that if you can find something that gives you that opportunity, then you should run with it. No pun intended, because I was a cross country runner, but that's the truth. Any opportunity that comes your way, you should jump on it and do whatever it takes. Make the most of that opportunity. Opportunities don't always come your way, so when you get that chance, make the best and most of it. That comes with anything in life. If you fall in love with a girl and you want her to be your girlfriend, the only way you're gonna make that happen, if it's meant to be, is by communicating with her. If you just talk about it with others, not her, you'll never have that opportunity. You'll never know unless you try. And sadly, that was my story. I never tried. As much as I liked a girl or had a crush on a girl, I could never find the courage to open up and talk. And I had opportunities that I just never seized. and I just let them go by. And it's unfortunate, but that's life. We don't always find that we take advantage of opportunity, but I would just suggest that if you have a chance to try to make full opportunity of it, because the never knowing is the hardest part. If you've tried and you haven't succeeded, that's one thing. But if you never tried at all, that's unfortunate. There's nothing wrong with trying and failing. We all do that. We all experience that. And if you're persistent, you can be successful. You have to believe in yourself and have confidence, and just realize that things don't happen overnight. We have to go through a process, and that's the same with me in my own life. I'm transitioning from male to female. I'm now 3 years into my transition, and I'm on hormones for 3 years, living full time for almost 3 years. Not quite, but I'm happier, and it takes time. And I talk to a lot of transgender girls who seem to be discouraged about their transition because they don't think it's happening quick enough for them. And my advice to you is that you have to realize that you just don't become a beautiful girl overnight. It takes time. And just by taking hormones isn't going to change you uh, all of a sudden. You have to be patient and hopefully let the nature and medical intervention take its course. I was impatient also, to be honest with you. When I first went on hormones, I wanted to see changes immediate, and I didn't, and I got discouraged. But I kept pushing on, and I realized that if I continued and I strived for what I was looking for, that I would find that. And that is what happened. My transition is going okay. I'm pretty happy. There are things I still wish I could do, but that's beyond my control. But I'm happy so far. I mean, I wish I could get more electrolysis done, but it's expensive, and I have other financial worries to be concerned about, so I don't really have the time or the money to do it. But I would like to get this area finished. It's taken forever, and I hate shaving it. It's so sensitive. But here, if you look at my facial skin, it's very soft and feminine. I do want to lose some fat in my face. Uh, my weight has fluctuated up and down like a yo-yo, and it seems that some of the fat shows in my face. Uh, but I don't want my face to be drawn either. I just want a healthy medium. But I also notice, in addition to my skin softening, that the contouring of my face has become more feminized. And I have never done any kind of surgery on my face. There are girls who do. I also have some breast development, which I'm happy about. That also took time, and I was discouraged. But now I can fill in a 36A or 34A cup, so I'm pleased. I don't really wear bras anyway, but when I do, it's nice to be able to fill it. Uh, but I'm just going along with my transition. I wish I was working, but I'm not, so I have to occupy my time. And when my son's back home, I like to do things with him. That's very important to me. Well, I can only do 15-minute videos right now. Love you.